Hello guys, let's begin Daredevil Porn again. Episode 1. Episode begins with Matt, Karen, and Foggy ending their shift at their law firm. Then go to bar and there Foggy talks with Christine and Cherry celebrates his retirement. Mentioned White Tiger. Suddenly Nelson receives call from Penny and Penny is apologizing. Then Matt senses the danger. At the same time Karen goes to Foggy and he gets shot by Bullseye. Then we see an amazing fight between Daredevil and Bullseye. Then Foggy suddenly dies, and everyone is at shock. Daredevil loses control over himself and beats Bullseye and threw him from the roof, and he seemed to be still alive. Then Daredevil gets on his knees and throws a mask, and Cherry knows his real identity. Then we go a year later, where Matt is no longer Daredevil and Wilson Fisk is away from crimes, and he goes to check on Vanessa, who is operating Kingpin's empire, and the five families leaves quickly after he comes, and he told her that he won't stop all bad work, as he got many elections to become mayor of New York. Then we got to Urich, as a niece of Ben Urich, as she asks people in streets about their safety, and she is a journalist. Then we see Matt in courthouse testifying in Bullseye trial, and Karen attends, and then Bullseye gets sentenced to life in prison, and then Matt talks with Karen, who moved to San Francisco, and they talks. Then Karen leaves again after giving him something. Then we see Wilson Fisk on TV, and he talks about cleaning New York of vigilantes. Then Sheila and Puck talks with him. Then Matt hears everyone talks about Fisk news. Then Matt talks with Heather, and they deduce that Karen lied to both of them, and Matt apologized to her. And then Christine asks Matt what he did with Heather. Then Matt talks with his investigator Cherry. Then we return to PP asks people about Wilson Fisk. Then Fisk gets out of a debate and Matt goes to him and go to a diner to talk, and Milo Pace is mentioned, and Matt tells him that he is no longer Daredevil, and Fisk tells him why did he stop being vigilante, and Matt asks him if he really changed, and Fisk tells him there is no more costumes and law will be everything. Then Matt leaves. Then Matt goes on a walk with Heather and hears that Fisk wins the election. Then we see him celebrating and Vanessa leaves. Then we see him with her talking. Then Fisk goes live and people are very happy. Then Heather talks with Matt and they had a romance kiss. And the opposite ends with someone drawing a graffiti of Kingpin, and we see Matt talking angrily in the crowds, and Wilson is watching them from the roof, and he and Matt looked at each other, and it's end of episode 1. Episode 2. The episode begins with Fisk going live to New York City and says that they won't need the Punisher, Spider-Man, or Daredevil anymore. The law will be everything. Then we see Hector going to Metro and save men called Nicky Tours from cops, and in the fight one of them got hit by the train. Then we see PP asks people about Daredevil. Then Sheila present Fisk with duties and they talk. Then Matt hears Ayala being pressured and subjected to brutality. The interrogation room. Murdock comes to check on Ayala, who is being accused of killing a police officer, but Ayala insists that it was an accident and he was trying to help out a person in danger, and Matt senses that there is something strange. Then we see Fisk with Sheila and Puck stuck traffic, and Fisk go to support public. Then we see Matt talking with Cherry and Christine about Ayala. Then we see Matt and Christine going to the trial. Hopberg starts off being requesting for Ayala to be remanded without bail on judge, and case ended quickly. Then we see PP with Daniel going to meet Fisk, and he finds out that she is Ben Urich niece. PP then tries to inquire about Vanessa, but Fisk ended the meeting and PP has to leave. While Heather presents her new book where she hosts meet and greet and gets approached by Puck. Then we see Fisk attend funeral and they talk. Then we see Christine and Cherry going to Hector's wife. And Cherry finds Hector's white tiger suit and the amulet of power. Then we see Matt in a date with Heather. Then Matt gets interrupted by Cherry, who called Murdock and informs him of what he found at Ayala's house. Murdock heads over to Rikers Island, frustrated at Ayala for neglecting to mention his double life as a vigilante, and he wasn't wearing a suit in this. And he also told him that streets aren't safe anymore without Daredevil. Then we have Fisk meeting Gallo, who submit his retirement. Then Fisk threatened him with his son and wife and forced Gallo to stay. Then we see Murdock and Hawkeye meets Cooper to talk about Hector. Then we see reports with PP. Then Matt finds Cherry to find the witness. Then we have Fisk and Vanessa go to Heather as their therapy to have a conciliation in their relations. And Matt see at church and remember Father Lawton. Then Matt hears the cops talking about witness place, and Matt goes and save him, and the cops beat Matt hardly. Then Matt stop holding down and beats them brutally. And now opposites. The opposite begins with Matt visiting Hector and promise him to be free soon. Then we have a gang war as we see a double murder. Then we see Fisk and Vanessa talking in presence of Sheila, and Vanessa wants Kingpin to return and wants him that who will be left will come after him. Then Matt is at the bathroom and Connor meets him and threatens him. Then Cherry goes to get the witness, and at courthouse Hogberg summoned Connor for testify, and Matt asked him after the witness Nikki, and Matt heard officers talking about not letting tourists to testify. Then we return to Cherry, who works with force to get tourists to testify in the court, and Matt and Christine are waiting with Hector while Cherry chase officers to go in time, and they trick them and tourist goes with force, and Matt begins asking him at courthouse. However, he suddenly goes back on his words and claims that he wasn't present at the station that night. Murdock lashes out and tries to pressure tourists in telling the truth about what happened, but they stopped him. Then we see Bush meets five family members and settle conflicts, and they refuse to listen to Bush. Then we return to Christine, Cherry, and Matt talking about what tourists did. Then Vanessa tells Fisk that she asked Buck to go to Luca. Then they attend the therapy. Then we return to the court and Matt tells everyone that Hector is the white tiger. And then PP report talks about white tiger. Then Matt tells Hector that he can't be white tiger anymore. Then we return to court as Christine and Matt gets their testimony and police reports, but Ace smells cameos of names like Morales, who refers to Miles Morales, and Wong, which is exactly Wong, and Rise, who may refer to Cecilia Rise, and Grant may refer to Moon Knight. Then after the of Matt, Ayala isn't guilty. Then we see Matt getting out of court and Wilson see him on TV and he's angry and tells Daniel to call PP. Then we see Matt with Heather at the house. They mentioned Foggy. Then Fisk record with PP and he says that Hector is guilty and vigilantes are a threat and someone killed the white tiger with Punisher sign on his t-shirt and it's the end of episode 3.